How many of you use IntelliSense and SSMS? Anybody use anything else?
dbeaver?
Nobody uses that.
One. No, I got one.
DevArt tools? Yeah. Okay. All right. Good. Good. I was trying to think what else. Most people are here in Management Studio. Is that right? Anybody use ADS?
Two hands. Okay, cool. Well, one more than dbeaver.
Those were two half hands.
One more than dbeaver.
VS Code. Anybody use VS Code? Yeah. There's a new MS SQL extension. Have you seen? Came out last week, 2 weeks ago, something like that.
This thing on?
Pretty good.
How about now?
Anybody Visual Studio people? Yeah.
Cool.
Visual Studio. Anything else? Anything else? Just curiosity. Okay. All right.
What was it? Okay.
All right. Good.
Awesome.
All right.
We can start. Yeah, why not?
All right, you want to kick this off?
Hey, welcome to Essential Productivity Hacks. My name is Grant Fritchey. I work for Redgate Software. I'm going to be really upfront. This is a Redgate Software session. Hey, nobody ran. Cool. I hate About Me slides. They made me put this stuff up. Nobody cares.
Move over.
Honestly, you want to get in touch with me, I've got a blog, grant@scarydba.com is my email, and I'd love to talk. If you've got questions, ask me. I live for questions. Cool. This is?
All right, so I'm Steve Jones. I've been doing this stuff a long time. I also work for Redgate as an advocate and architect. I work with a lot of clients on things. And a lot of times I work with developers at DBAs trying to get a little bit better at how we build and deploy software, right? The stuff you guys have to do. Same thing as Grant. Please feel free to reach out to me if you want to get a hold of me. Twitter or X actually is probably still the best way to find me anywhere, but feel free. All right.
Who wants to save time? Awesome. Who hates doing the same stupid thing over and over again? Who wants to not actually do any work? Okay, I can't help you with that one. I cannot help you with that one. That's on you. You will have to figure that out yourself. But we can help you with the other stuff. Honestly, prompt does actually save time. Now, I will give you the warning up front. Prompt makes you stupid. I used to know how to do backups all on my own, and I don't anymore, but I don't care. And you'll see why.
Yeah. So I think the big thing, right, is that most of you probably have more work to do this year than last year. Is that true? Right? Like everybody's asking you for more stuff. And certainly I think for Grant and I, as we get older, time is the most valuable thing we have. I certainly don't want to work 10 or 12-hour days. And so prompt has been one of those things that helps us just save a little bit of time, just like I think an AI can help you as well in a similar way. But let's go forward and say we've got lots of hacks here. So
this Michael, MIDI claims. Okay, cool. It's a real person.
Yes.
Says it saves me a lot of typing. We're talking about leveraging context-aware code completion. So let's just play. I would rather play than not.
Wait, who has a query? Are you at VentureWorks? Who wants to see a query of some sort? Who has something they want to know? Michael, something? What kind of query do you write? Pick on you because I know your name.
Right.
This isn't that hard. What did you write this week? So who wrote a query this week?
No, I'm just saying, how about doing something like a subquery, like some sort of like a select.
Oh, so do a subquery. So how about?
Select star from a table where a select star from that, some sort of like an exister.
Yeah, but while he was typing, I used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then C colon backup. About 12 keystrokes or 14 keystrokes to type a backup statement while we were waiting for you.
All right. So I bet select something from
seriously
person.
I'm lazy. Who's lazy?
Right, but does it break you once you don't have access to it? So let's say you don't have access to it. Are you able to switch back to normal thinking? Normal human thinking?
No. Why? Why would you do that? All right. I'm writing a subquery, you said?
Yeah. So let's write a subquery. So maybe go person to get a subquery from address or something. That's not a bad one, right? Or orders, whatever. I mean, kind of the neat thing is it tries to guess where you might go, right? Like it knows where tables are, it knows what columns are, that kind of thing. But it also remembers what you've been working on. So just do select from person again. Person. Right, so if he hits P, right, it kind of remembers we've got some stuff in here, a bunch of person stuff there that it tries to give you. And if you pause, it'll actually let you see the schema so that you're not looking, going to the Object Explorer to figure out what's there. You're not trying to remember what things are like, because most of us have more complex databases than AdventureWorks, right? Many more tables, many more objects. So finding stuff sometimes is a hassle. And just having this pop up makes it much easier.
So it just changes the way you do things. I mean, it's nice. I love it. And you said address, right?
Yeah, do address, right? So if I
we have
type
to do
address,
person
maybe I
address.
can't remember what schema, what address. If you just type AD, just do AD, right? So
Yeah.
it's going to find what's there. And it's not, all this stuff right now is in the person schema, so it sees stuff there.
I'm going to there because you have to, I know the schema. I may have written one or two demos in Azure, in AdventureWorks, maybe.
Yeah. So he knows some of that, but still
On.
relatively few.
Oh, look. On. And it recognizes that there are columns that are the same. Oops, where'd it go? There we go. Cool. Again, fewer and fewer and fewer keystrokes to do the same stuff that you're doing normally. I've got mine intentionally set up this way. So I'm using the space bar, but you could set up for you use a tab, or you can use an enter, or whatever, however it is that your typing is going to work better for you. I need the space bar. And I've asked over and over again to make that the default. They won't do it. So I have to go in there and set it up every time. But
share the settings real quick.
Oh,
so
sure, yeah, absolutely.
Because I use tab. Tab is very familiar for me.
yeah, you're wrong.
Yeah. But some interesting things, right? Like you can decide what does the insert here for some of these things, right? And I can have multiple ones, right? So if I open parentheses or close parentheses, it does stuff. But there's also that delay. So sometimes I need to think for a second. I don't want it to keep popping stuff up so fast. So I can certainly, Grant's got it set, you can set it low, but sometimes I set it, 600 or 700 milliseconds just so I have a second to look before it starts putting stuff in my way. Yes, sir.
So one of the things I use SQL Prompt, and we have a couple servers that have hundreds of databases.
Yep.
So sometimes, you go in there to try to write something, and it's like hanging because it's trying to read all the objects or whatever, Is there ways to improve that?
Complain.
Well, so every time you change database context, it does have to read metadata, because it opens a second connection to go, what are my tables, what's sys.columns, right? What's sys.tables, that kind of stuff.
There actually is, if I can remember where it is, there is, where is the suggestions? Because you can tell it to slow, to not constantly update. Where is that? I don't remember where it is. There's a setting for that, and you can do that, and it will slow it down. Speed it up some, but you also won't get dynamic. Like if you just created a table, it won't immediately have that table available.
Okay. Yeah, and an example would be like I created a giant detached statement for all the databases. We were just going to move them to a new server, and it just took forever because it wanted to go through every one of those.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it can. I mean, that stuff like that can
PowerShell for
happen.
that anyways. Do PowerShell. PowerShell's better. All right. Let's go to the next one so we don't run out of time.
Oh,
here.
right, yeah, okay, yeah, I forgot.
right.
Sorry, I get excited. I'm in prompt. I'm having fun. All right, so code snippets. I've already showed a couple. I mean, my favorite one is real simple. It's SSF. Because what's the first thing you have to do when you start typing a query is, select star from. I mean, and because developers, that's all we ever write, yeah? Done. DBAs, who's mad at me already? But SSF,
Tab.
space, oops, because I messed with it, SSF space, and you'll see it does code completion for me. So it does select star from. And the thing is there's a whole slew of, there's a whole slew of suggestions. Where are they? Snippet manager, there we go. So depending on what you're doing, if you do a lot of drop column commands, for example, you can do this. So you type in ATD and it will alter table, drop column, but it also stops on table name as a prompt, and it will move you to the table name spot, And it knows syntax,
Let me
so
fix
it will
this.
try to pick up how to create that table.
Where's your escape? How do I get out of here?
The same keyboard you have, just bigger.
Yeah, escape isn't working.
Should be working. Oh, I was zoomed in. There you go.
All right, so let's fix that. So select star is horrible, but I do this all the time, and on all my machines, this snippet folder up here at the top, I actually have that as a Git repo, so it automatically syncs across all my machines. But I have people that do that for their teams as well. But I can do things that would say, let's actually be better about this. So I actually have top 10 often when I have this in my own repo, so that when I do this, I'm not querying the entire table, I'm not killing my buffer cache, I'm not doing silly things. So I've had a lot of snippets like Grant has, where I modify them to suit situations that work better for me. How many of you know how to use a tally table or a numbers table for stuff? Like I have a snippet that creates a numbers table with 1,000 rows in it, so that I can just quickly do string splits or counts or anything like that as well. So the snippets are kind of amazing, and really, whatever you can think of, you can put in there, right?
Absolutely. What about errors? Who types perfectly? Has anybody got a fat finger? Or yeah, 10 of them, yeah. Me too. So I'm just gonna leave that query alone for the moment. And I still love backup. So back up database. Oh wait, what's that? Incorrect syntax. It knows T-SQL. And so it's recognizing that I've screwed something up. Now it's not always gonna fix it for me, but at least I can get in there and fix it myself, and it figures that out. But also notice, it recognizes that, by the way, dude, that's an incomplete statement. You may want to finish that up before you try running it, because if we try running it, it's going to fail.
Right.
So it's helping us along that way, too. How are we doing on time?
We're doing
Cool.
time, yeah.
Awesome. Oh, well then, no, let's do this one, because I love this one.
All right, so go ahead. What?
It does formatting. Now, let me show you why I'm excited about that. Because I like something that Steve doesn't. Hang on. Let me just, we're going to open a new query window for this. I'll come back to this query window in a minute. But SSF, except of course now it's doing select top 10.
Which is should.
I used to like you.
All right, so
the thing is that star is really kind of a bad thing. So let's go in here, let's hit tab. And by the way, it will expand out your things for you. It will read out all the columns from the tables that you've defined inside the query. And if you've defined aliases, I've got it turned on so it does aliases on the fly, because I'm lazy. And so but I want to use aliases, but also it will then type out all the columns for me, which is yay. It types out all the columns for me, but it types them out with correct object owners. Developers, do this, please. So, yeah, please. So this is, again, it's not just simply helping me speed things up, it's getting things right. It's doing them correctly, which is cool. But better still, it's KY. It can do formatting. And I've got mine laid out the way I like it, and it makes me happy, and it's perfect. So it gets the formatting the way I like it. Now, see, he doesn't like this.
I don't know if it's perfect.
So here's the deal.
Could be better.
I'm going to be nice. I'm going to show that, what we can do is we can go in here and we can edit formatting styles. We can even pick different formatting styles. So what we're going to do is take a look at, say, let's pick this one. I hate it. I hate
that's a
it.
great one.
I hate it. No, I hate it.
Set as active.
Right, set as active. Close. And if I hit Control-K, Control-Y.
Now it looks better.
Now it's moved all the commas in front of the columns so I can no longer type.
Right? That's better? Is that way better? Look at that. You know why this is great?
You're all wrong, just so you know.
Because when I see stupid things, I'm like, nobody wants this stuff, right? I can just get rid of it in my thing. The other thing,
I don't
how
like
many
you
of you
anymore
know,
either.
You know this is an issue. We're top without order by, right? You know that rows have no order in general, hopefully. You know that? So it's actually flagged this. More importantly, if I can do this without my glasses, it'll just fix this for me and say, hey, you should have an order by in here. And what do I want, what do I want to put in there?
And it will carry you over to the column name so you can add that.
So if I want to
and
pick
again,
something, I
because
can
it's
just do
aware
it.
of your structure, it knows what's going on inside your database, it's able to pick out the columns too.
Yeah, so we have all these rules. Jeez, I can't see any of that.
Can you rename the table from A to B?
You can.
Maybe.
So it's got all these rules that you enable these, and it'll just let you know for the developers or maybe new staff that you hire, you can do it. I do recommend you don't turn all these on all at once, because for a lot of us, all we see is a lot of green or complaints in our code. Judiciously try to teach people how to do things like, put the data type or the size in for varchar, right? Add order bys for top. There's a few things.
Yeah.
Right? Case without else is a big one I see all the time.
Oh God, yeah, and cast and convert to sizes without length. I mean, my God, it's just common stuff. But hey, it can flag it and help you fix it. I mean, it's huge. I mean, it just makes it so much easier. And the question was, can we change that? Can we change the A? And the short answer is, yeah, we can. You'll notice that it's already highlighting. Can you see that light gray? It's already highlighting it. So if we want to go in there and say, well, we're going to change this, which is it?
Change that. I think you just type, don't you, and just redo
Isn't
it.
it just type?
And now it's going to flag everything, though, I think.
No, it moved my cursor.
Oh.
B. No, it shouldn't. There's a way to do this. Hang on. I guarantee there's a way to do this. I can't remember what it is.
I never change aliases. Why would you change aliases? Whose question was that? Why do you change aliases?
F2, there it is.
You
There
don't
it
like
is, there it
A's?
is. B. Cool. I just couldn't remember what it was. I knew it had it in there. But yeah, all I did was hit F2. Oh, A, there, B, C. There, it's better, right? The only reason it's aliasing A is because by default, again, and you can control this, is that it looks at the tables. And so like if I was joining to...
You could join again the person and it would do a new one, right?
yeah, or if we went to say join...
You're after the order by.
Oops. That's going to cause all kinds of problems. Oh, and by the way, it puts in semicolons everywhere.
If you want. You don't have to.
You should.
Should, yeah.
And now everybody's out there giggling. Yes, you should. Join business entity address, and though it aliases that as BEA, because what it's reading is it's reading the camel case on your tables, and if you've got snake case, it'll read that as well. So that's cool, yeah, sure. If this is not the standard we want to follow, okay, don't use it. I like it.
Yeah.
It makes my life easier. So I'm in, man. It's like if it makes my life easier, I'm totally in.
Yeah.
And you'll notice, I'm getting red prompts because this is incomplete. There's no on clause. So we'll go ahead and put that in there. You've already seen how it works. So again, we can scroll through to highlight stuff and then hit enter and put it in there. It just changes the way you type. It reduces the number of keystrokes you have. It makes things faster. But it also makes them more accurate because you're getting stuff right. Yeah.
Just because I'm curious,
Cool.
will it correct the alias on the commented lines if you want to comment better?
Not on the fly, I'll bet. I'll bet we get an error. But let's try it. We're here. How much time we got? Oh, we're just about out of time, aren't we?
Yeah, try it, see. You had to hit F2 again, it should correct, right?
I'm not sure. Let's try. Here it is.
The schedule says you have 8 minutes, but anyway.
Oh, okay,
Okay.
cool. Oops.
Yeah,
No.
because it's just text parsing for that.
Yeah, it's just doing text parsing. No, so when you uncomment it, when you have that stuff commented, it won't pick those up. Not a shock, but still cool.
All right, what else do we have?
We got one more. SQL history.
This has saved me so many times. How many of you write a query and then you erase it and you write something else? And you erase it and write something else? And then you can't remember what I did before? Oh, so go back. Go to history. History is amazing.
Hang on. I got to do this. We got a minute. So
Okay.
hang on, let me find it. history. Should be in there. Where is it? Oh, man. Oh, I've got 5 pages worth. Oh, no. Hang on. Give me a second.
Didn't you say
It's worth it. It's worth it.
history? Is it worth it? All
It's
right, we're
worth
going to
it.
judge. If this is not worth it, you tell him. You tell him that this sucked. The clock is ticking.
Okay, hang on.
You're getting less votes.
It's absolutely worth it.
Less votes every
It's
second.
absolutely worth it, I think, if I can find it. If I can't find it, it's not worth it at all.
So this actually killed me. The nice thing was I'd written a query, changed it, put something else there, something, closed Management Studio, came back a few hours later because somebody asked me a question. I was like, what? I know I was working on this thing.
Oh, I can't find it.
And I found it in history. All right, so that was a fail, right?
Yeah,
Is
okay, that was a fail.
That was a fail. All right.
That's a complete fail, yeah. I've got a blog post where it's literally it's a guy screaming and he's saying bad words because he did not have
Where's
history.
You can do it better than I can.
Oh,
No, at the top in the toolbar. Yeah. So we changed this a while ago. So actually, there is a database on your machine in SMS that's tracking everything you've done. So for that query window, you'll notice we've got time here. Right? So that's where it is now. But if you pick one, scroll through the timelines at the bottom. And you can actually see how much stuff Grant has been changing throughout there. So yeah, pick that one, just go back, right? Like it's going back to see where I was minutes ago.
Get off my screen.
Which has been incredible. And you can kind of, there's some small controls around it, but it's a really small database, right? Even hundreds and hundreds
we got the
of
code
queries.
back to where it should be now.
Yeah, you can get it back to where it was, which is kind of incredible.
It's just such a time saver. I mean, and it's a life saver, in fact, because it will remember if, I'm going to close Management Studio in the middle of a demo. I'm not going to save. And I'm going to reopen Management Studio. Everybody, how about that local sports team while we wait?
Well,
It's not going to be that long.
no,
The new
but
Management Studio is way faster. But the cool thing is it's going to remember the tabs that I had open. It's going to remember the status of those tabs, and I'm going to be able to get that stuff back up. And I will still be able to look at the history of the queries.
How long?
If you saw it, it goes back a couple of months.
Months.
Yeah.
yeah, it's a tiny SQLite database that's tracking all of this and just kind of writing these tiny little text files. So it's megabytes across, hundreds and hundreds of queries and days and stuff.
So
But
this is a separate tool from prompt.
no, it's part of
No,
prompt.
this is all
of
part of
SQL
prompt.
So
Hang on.
for those of you who are like me, it took me about 6 months to get used to stop hitting Control-Z over and over and over and over again, and to start just going, go to history. Let me just look back 10 minutes, 8 minutes, figure out what I had written before. Yes, sir.
I was just going to say the other thing is search. You can just find anything you ever worked on, but
Yeah,
for a field or a particular database, it'll pop up all the databases.
yeah, it's kind of amazing.
I've got history turned off.
That's 2 fails. I want you to know, 2 fails.
2.
See anybody in a Redgate shirt, tell them Grant failed
Yeah,
twice.
Grant messed up hard. Yeah, 2 fails. That's
But the
funny.
history is still there. You can still go back and
Oh
look
yeah,
at
no, I
stuff,
can still look
right?
at it. Which is fun
And
because
go
I mean,
back
you can,
last month. Like, look at this.
Yeah, you can look at. This is a presentation I was doing, last month in Sweden, and I make changes as I was working, and you can see the stuff that I was working on, and as I was typing in doing demos for where I didn't mess up as badly, and so I was able to see stuff. Oh, another thing while we're here, you may have noticed this. That's green. Is yours green at home? No. The reason yours isn't green at home is because you're not using tab coloring. Tab coloring is also included in this. Why would you color tabs? Maybe we'll make the production ones red and the non-production ones green. Now, should we have the same login to both production and non-production? No, we should not.
I don't know. Half
We
of
should
them
not be able to
disagree
make
with
that
you. Half of
connection.
them are like, yeah, same login everywhere.
But yeah, same login everywhere. Come on, admit it. Yes, yes. And so we make the production ones red and the other ones green, and then you will no longer hear that, oh, I'm pretty sure that was Dev that I just did this on. I'm pretty sure it was Dev. I really hope it was Dev. Why is the phone ringing?
Yeah, and you can set the colors by database or instance or wildcard, like say,
Yeah, you
all these
can map
things.
them however you need to.
So,
Does the SQL history always tell you which environment you ran the query on?
Yes.
Yes, because it's tracking the connection of which one.
Yeah, so when the junior DBA drops the table in production and they say, no, I didn't do that, stop them, move them off their management studio, open up this, and take a look at, yeah, buddy.
But you don't know the environment.
How
You
can
do.
you not know they ran it?
The table's gone, you know they ran it. But no, yeah, it tracks that stuff. So you've got all that available too. I mean,
Yeah.
is it really going to change your life? No. But does it reduce a lot of friction? Smooth things out? Hell yes.
How soon was that save it? Like SSMS 20 when it first came out was crashing on me like.
Yeah, I don't know how often. It seems to be certainly within every minute. If you made a change, it's changed it. But I think sometimes I have a few inside of a minute. I think there's a pause in your typing and it's kind of going there because I'll see fragments of queries where I haven't completed something and it's still there. So yes.
How soon will SQL prompt be available for SSMS 21 that they talked about today?
Depends on when.
Depends on
They
when they
release,
give. Yeah, I was going to
so-
say we are partners with Microsoft. We will get the bits before they get released. Our developers should have it ready before it goes out the door. We'll
Yeah.
see. Do they always make it? No, but we try hard, and usually
Yeah.
within a day or 2 or 3 of a release, we're ready to go.
It should be much quicker. So the move to SSMS 21 to the VS shell, the 2022 shell, will make a huge difference. Because right now, SSMS runs on the 2013 shell,
2015 shell.
Right, so they forked Visual Studio a decade ago, and they've just been adding crap to it. So it will be much better.
Yes.
Is this available on ATS, the extension?
No. ADS, Azure Data Studio.
Yeah,
There
So-
is a beta.
you're the only one in here using Azure Data Studio, I
There's a
think,
beta,
so-
but the beta's been active for 8 years. So
I'm more computer against
Yeah,
short on memory, so I have to install SSMS to install Azure Data Studio because it's lighter.
yeah, we're not there.
honestly, we just haven't seen many people using ADS. Like, I would love it to be an ADS because I love
I
Visual
want an
Studio.
ADS.
I want it in VS Code. I want it in VS Code.
Actually.
I don't like ADS, but I do like VS Code. It's just we haven't seen a big push from customers, so we can't get development resources allocated. But you're welcome to complain.
Well, no.
There actually keeps me from using ADS and VS Code.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
So
really? Oh, cool.
If you want an ADS, please send a note, sales@redgate.com, and just say we would love to see an ADS because they don't listen to us but so much. Like, you really do make a bigger difference to
And
prioritize stuff.
we cost them money. You make them money.
So there's that.
Yeah, I mean that's just kind of.
Thing is, ATS do let you download it. It says recommended, but it won't let you install it.
Yeah. Well, you can install from the marketplace. You can download the VSIX though.
Yeah, you have to install it.
Yeah.
separately.
Yeah, you have to do a manual install.
Yeah, but that's just a kind of a process thing. But
Yeah, it's-
in any case, we're almost done. For us, as Grant said, this is really just smoothing your day out and saving you little bits of time. And it really does add up. You know, people that have used it a long time, customers that have, it's minutes and minutes and minutes every day, but across a year, that's a huge amount of time. I'm not searching through Object Explorer. We're not arguing about formatting because I can switch formatting quickly, and we can have a team style and a Steve style or a Grant style.
I mean, like while I'm working, I can reset the style to what I like. When I'm done working, I reset it to Steve style and I check it in source control.
Because I'm the one that controls source control, so.
Well, you will notice though that the default style looks a lot like my style.
Yeah, that's ancient history.
Just saying. That's all I'm saying.
But the history thing is really amazing. Like I've found more and more as I get used to it over time and I stop Control Z. It's incredible for me to go back and just find pieces of code that were good. I didn't realize they were good, but I still have a copy of that stuff over time. And then I think formatting all that good, but the snippets are really the biggest time saver for me because if you're like me, when I've worked on databases, oftentimes there's like 3 tables I join everywhere, like all the time. And having that all in one snippet so that just appears all the time is amazing. It really is an incredible thing.
Yeah, and then finally, having the history there just to save your butt when you forgot what you did last week.
Yeah.
You know, and go in there, track it down, retrieve it, and keep going. I mean, it makes a huge, huge difference. And by the way, if you turn on the tab history, you can do that too.
Yeah. So there's a lot more to SQL prompt. Like this is just kind of a quick look at it. There is a command line version, so I could bulk format all the SQL files in a folder. There's a bunch of stuff in there. If you have other questions or you have suggestions or stuff, you're welcome to contact us. Or really, I'm telling you, email Redgate if there's things you like to see or you wish were there. Comments, critiques, criticisms, we'd love to see it. So
Absolutely. We've
Any
got about
other-
a minute left if anybody's got
any
a
other
question.
questions? Yes, ma'am.
Is there a blog post for how to integrate your code snippets with Git? We're not doing that yet, but that sounds great.
Yeah, I think there's a couple articles somebody did on SQL Server Central at some point in time, but really just make a Git repository and just everybody point that to that. So I just changed that path. Can you?
Yeah,
go
yeah,
back?
yeah. I was going to say, you
But
can
you can
change the
just
path.
change that path. Like I just copied everything into a Git folder and then changed that path, and then you just commit that stuff and push and pull it. And so as I change stuff, this path at the top, you can just set that to whatever. And if you just use on every machine it can be different, right? Because it's Git. You just say this is a Git folder.
If you want to set it to your local Git repository, you're done.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
Are you committing that from SSMS?
You can't commit from SSMS yet. In 21 you will be, because when it goes to the new Visual Studio shell, because Git didn't exist in 2015 essentially, right? Like not in Visual Studio, like it was an add-in and stuff. But now, yeah, now it is, so it will come automatically. You'll be able to see changes and commits from there.
And by the way, you really want to do it that way, because that way you've got a consistent style that you can share across your team, which makes it easier to train people, makes it easier to communicate what's going on. And even if you want to look at your own code one way, you can reset it back to the team code before you put it back into source control.
Yeah.
It's mainly a way to integrate check the snippets on the PR validation. I mean,
Yeah.
the snippets on
You can run code analysis from the command line, so
Yeah.
you can actually evaluate stuff. Like you could Git hook it or in a pipeline or something.
But we're out of time, so thanks everybody. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Enjoy the rest of the week.